Hey everyone, it's Tara. Welcome back to my channel, Tara Talks Books, where we talk everything bookish. So today I'm going to be doing my quarterly book haul for the months of July, August, and September. And I know I have 2 more weeks of September, but I'm not planning on purchasing any more books for this month.
Uh-oh.
Hey, so it's Editing Tara here, and here's the 2 books I ended up buying after I said I wasn't going to buy anymore. But this one is Rebecca Yarros' Fourth Wing paperback version with dragons. So how could I not purchase it? That is so pretty. And then the other one is Irresistible by Melanie Harlow, and I just saw this one and I got it secondhand at a bookstore, and I figured I'd give Melanie Harlow a go, and it's actually signed on the inside, which is really cool. So in the month of July, I acquired 4 of the Wallflower series, or the 4 in the Wallflower series, the original publications with the step backs. And the first one is Secrets of a Summer Night by Lisa Kleypas, and this one, of course, has a step back that I'll show you. And so this one follows Annabelle and Simon, and it is their love story. This is the first one in the Wallflower series, and this one is kind of like a class difference because he is a self-made man, he is wealthy, and Annabelle is like a part of society. She is looking to find a husband because her family are in like dire straits, and they are on the brink of like ruination because after her father passed away, their money, basically they've lost all their money. And so this is kind of her last ditch effort to find a husband so that she can save her family, and it is their love story. The next one I have is It Happened One Autumn, also by Lisa Kleypas, and this one has a step back, and this one follows Lillian Bowman, who is American heiress, and then Marcus, who is Lord Westcliff, and it is their opposites attract romance because they are very different people. And I did enjoy this one. I've read it already, but I wanted to do the reread for the Wallflowers read-along, so I purchased the original publications because the first time I read them, they were the revised publications, so I wanted to see what the originals were all about. And the third one in that series is Devil in Winter, again by Lisa Kleypas. And then here is the step back, and this one follows Evie, or Evangeline, and this one is like a marriage of convenience, and this one is obviously with Lord St. Vincent. This one's probably my favorite in the series, so I can't wait to do a reread of this one. And the last one in that series is Scandal in Spring by Lisa Kleypas, and here's the step back for this one. So pretty. And this follows Daisy Bowman, which is Lillian's sister, and she is another American heiress, and her dad basically tells her that she needs to find a suitable husband or he's going to choose for her, and his choice is Matthew Swift, his business partner. Or I don't know if it's his business partner, but they definitely work together, and it goes from there. Next one I picked up in July is Play Along by Liz Tomforty. This is the 4th one in the Windy City series. This one follows Kennedy and Isaiah. Isaiah is a baseball player and the brother of Kai in the 3rd book. And so Kennedy is like, I think, a physical therapist for the team, and it ends up being like a marriage of convenience, kind of, because they end up getting married in Vegas, and they kind of have to keep the ruse up, but Isaiah has been pining for Kennedy quite some time. So this one should be fun, and I can't wait to read it. And the last one I picked up in July is my Book of the Month pick, and that one is The Lost Story by Meg Schaefer. And I didn't know much about this one, but I enjoyed Meg Schaefer's The Wishing Game last year, so I wanted to read another book from her and see if maybe she's kind of like an author for me. So I'll read the synopsis in this one, but it says, inspired by C.S. Lewis's The Chronicles of Narnia, this wild and wondrous novel is a fairy tale for grown-ups who still knock on the back of wardrobes, just in case. And I don't need to know much more than that. That seems fun. So the next books are ones I picked up from the Goodwill. And the first one is by Madeline Baker, and it's Beneath a Midnight Moon. And I picked this one up, one, because of the cover. It's really pretty. And then it also had an interesting step back, which I thought was pretty unique. And so this one says, the man of her dreams, he came to her in visions, the hard-muscled stranger who promised to save her from certain death. She never dared hope that her fantasy love would hold her in his arms until the magnificent dream appeared in the flesh. The woman of his desires, a warrior valiant and true, he could overcome any obstacle, yet his yearning for the beauty he'd rescued overwhelmed him. But no matter how his fevered body ached for her, he was betrothed to another, the love of their lives. Bound together by destiny, yet kept apart by circumstances, they braved untold perils and ruthless enemies and found a passion that could never be rent asunder. So this one just seems very interesting. So I just can't wait to get to it. It seems like it's going to be a fun time. The next one I picked up is by Christina Dodd, and this one is The Barefoot Princess, and this one also has a pretty cover as well as a step back. And then this one says, once upon a time in a kingdom high in the Pyrenees, 3 young princesses were forced to flee the chaos in their land, vanishing without a trace and lost to their people until the day a courageous prince can bring each princess home. So this seems like it might be some sort of like retelling. So it says, life in exile has taught the passionate Princess Amy to hate injustice, and on the enchanting English Isle of Summerwind, she finds injustice personified in the powerful and wickedly handsy German Edmundson, Marquess of Northcliffe. Since he has stolen the islander's livelihood, Amy decides to steal him. She kidnaps the arrogant nobleman, chains him with his own manacles, and holds him for ransom. It's a simple plan, destined to succeed. Surely, German's uncle will pay his ransom. Alas, his uncle would be delighted if someone killed his nephew and left him to inherit the title and fortune. And holding the furious, guileful, sensual German chained in her basement provides a challenge to Amy's restraint and her virtue. How could such a little revenge and blackmail go so passionately wrong? So, that one seems fun. The next one I have is by Joanna Lindsay, and this one is No Choice But Seduction, and this is part of the Mallory series, and this one does have a step back as well. So stunning. So this one says, on a whirlwind adventure, should she surrender to his bold charms? When Sir Anthony Mallory's young daughter is abducted from London's Hyde Park, her kidnapper's ransom note mistakenly falls into the hands of a Mallory relative, the sea captain Boyd Anderson. Searching for the girl with Anthony, Boyd fully intends to make the foolhardy villain pay, but he hardly expects to find exquisite Katie Tyler, recently a passenger on his ship, at the center of the plot. Innocent Katie, who fled her dull Connecticut town in search of romance and adventure, is about to experience more excitement than she ever dreamed of now that she has caught the attentions of Boyd Anderson. For a multitude of surprises await Katie, from the startling truth about her own family to the lengths a man will go to win the affections of a lady who has every reason to despise him, but who can't resist the seductive, impassioned love he offers. So this one seems intriguing as well. I have quite a few of the Mallory series, and I've been collecting them because I definitely want to try and read them and see if I enjoy them. And the next one I've actually read, and that's Her Ruthless Duke by Scarlett Scott. We read this one for Bea and I's book club, which is Tea and Biscuits with Tara and Bea. This was our first one, and all of us really enjoyed this one. So this one follows Trevor Hunt. He's the Duke of Ridgely, and it follows Lady Virtue Walcott. So he is Lady Virtue's guardian, and he takes care of her because his friend passes away and leaves her in his care. And there's definitely an attraction that he's trying to fight, but he can't seem to, and I really enjoyed this one. It definitely has some tender moments, but then it's also has excellent banter and some fun in it, as well as some action. So definitely check this one out if you haven't already. The next one I have was actually a gift from Deborah over at Deborah's Midlife Library, and that one is Cold Hearted Rake by Lisa Kleypas. And so this one has a beautiful step back as well. So pretty. And I'm just so grateful that Deborah sent this over. This is one I did not own. So I was just so happy that she surprised me with it and sent it over. It was so kind of her. So this one is Devon Ravenel, London's most wickedly charming rake, has just inherited an earldom. But his powerful new rank in society comes with unwanted responsibilities and more than a few surprises. His estate is saddled with debt, and the late Earl's 3 innocent sisters are still occupying the house, along with Kathleen, Lady Trenier, a beautiful young widow whose sharp wit and determination are a match for Devon's own. Kathleen knows better than to trust a ruthless scoundrel like Devon, but the fiery attraction between them is impossible to deny, and from the first moment Devon holds her in his arms, he vows to do whatever it takes to possess her. As Kathleen finds herself yielding to this skillfully erotic seduction, only one question remains. Can she keep from surrendering her heart to the most dangerous man she's ever known? So, can't wait to get to that one. Sounds so fun. And then another lovely gift is from Bea over at Mama Needs to Read Romance. She gifted me a Lorraine Heath, The Duke and the Lady in Red. I've been wanting to read this one for quite some time. I definitely need to read some more Lorraine Heath. I think I've only read one of hers, and now I have 2 on my shelf, so I definitely have to get to her. So this one says, when Rosalind Sharp gains the attention of the deliciously wicked Duke of Avondale, she is torn between her distracting attraction to the notorious rogue and the knowledge that he, rich as Croesus, is the perfect target for a deception that will put her swindling days behind her. However, Avondale is no fool. After he discovers the tantalizing lady packing up to leave London with his coins in tow, he confronts her with a scandalous proposition. She can have all the money she requires for a week in his bed. Desperate for the funds, Rose agrees, but on one condition. He must never question her motives. Avondale quickly sees beneath her mask and discovers she is more than passion and pleasure. She is everything he has ever desired. But claiming her requires he unveil her secrets and lose her forever, unless he can put his own dark past aside and risk everything for a chance at love. Right? Sounds so good. I can't wait. The next books are for the month of September, and the first one is No Rest for the Wicked by Lauren Smith, and this one is such a fun pirate romance. I loved this one so much. I did end up finishing actually today as I'm filming this, and I really enjoyed it. So it says, A Lady's Guide to Surviving Aboard a Pirate Ship. 1. Dress as a cabin boy. 2. Avoid drinking too much rum when the handsome captain is around. 3. Do not let the captain kiss you again. So this one is just so good. I really enjoyed this one. It definitely is like reminiscent of like Pirates of the Caribbean. I just loved it so much. It was such a fun pirate romance. So this one was also our second pick for Tea and Biscuits with Tara and Bea, our historical romance book club, and I'll actually link in the description box below. The next one I picked up is by Kate Bateman, and that one is How to Fall for a Scoundrel. This is Her Majesty's Rebels Book 2. I've actually read the first one, so I definitely want to read this one. So this one says, as founding member of King & Company, London's most successful private investigation firm, studious Eleanor Law delights in secretly proving that women can solve crimes just as well as men. When charming conman pretends to be her fictional boss, Charles King, Ellie knows he's lying, but accepting the scoundrel's offer of help might just be the key to cracking her new case and recovering a priceless manuscript. Henry Bonheur, or Harry, as he asks to be called, claims his criminal past is behind him, but a man who steals and seduces with such consummate ease can never be trusted. As the investigation draws them deeper into danger and desire, Ellie's infuriated to realize she's developed feelings for her law-breaking accomplice. How can she love the scoundrel when she doesn't even know his real name? And what will happen when Harry's past finally catches up with him? So I enjoyed the first one, so I can't wait to read this one too. The next one I picked up is actually because of Bea over at Mama Needs to Read Romance. She mentioned this in like one of her book hauls, I think, and it sounded so interesting that I picked it up as well. So Bea, if you want to do a buddy read, let me know. So this one is The Love of My Afterlife, and this is by Kirsty Greenwood. And it says, a recently deceased woman meets the one in the afterlife waiting room, scoring a second chance at life and love if she can find him on Earth before 10 days are up. So that one just sounds so intriguing, and I can't wait to read this one. The next one I picked up is In the Weeds by B.K. Boris, and this is the second one in the Love Light Farm series. I read the first one this year, really enjoyed it, and so I wanted to read this one because I believe this one is set during fall because they go in like seasonal order, so I wanted to read this one this fall. It says, a grumpy farmer and a no-nonsense social media influencer have another chance at love in this charming romantic comedy. And that's all I need to know. So it sounds good. I love the cover. It's so pretty. The last one I picked up was actually a pre-order for me that came in, and that one is Somewhere Beyond the Sea by TJ Klune. And this one has sprayed edges, which I think is really pretty. So this is the second one in the House in the Cerulean Sea. I loved the first one, and so I really just didn't need to read the synopsis. I just purchased it because I loved that one so much that I'd be willing to read more in that world. So other than that, I know it's a continuation of that book, and that's all I needed to know. So those are all the books that I've added to my collection over this last quarter. Let me know if you've read any or which ones seem exciting to you in the comments below. And if you don't feel like commenting anything, go ahead and leave just any book emoji that you'd like. Like and subscribe if you'd like to. Bye!